Welcome back to Goeiemôre, good morning. Despite their wild nature, feral cats still need a level of care and compassion. And we are now joined by Michelle Raath, the founder of Sandpaper Kisses, to talk about their work, taking care of feral cat colonies in Centurion. Welcome to Goeiemôre, good morning, Michelle.
Thank you so much for having us.
What led you to start Sandpaper Kisses?
We actually started off as a fundraising charity, raising funds for special needs and feral cats. And we went out with a couple of people to go have a look and actually found the big problem out there, and it is humongous. So there are millions of feral cats around that people are not even aware of at schools, businesses, shopping complexes, etc., because they hide. So we started to see how huge this problem was, and we couldn't just stand back and ignore it. So we started getting more information. We didn't know much about feral cats. We knew about cats, but not ferals, and we started gaining information and seeing where the cats were. And once you start noticing, you actually start seeing the huge problem that is out there.
So what is your primary goal for feral cat welfare?
To sterilize as much as possible. That is really the biggest and the most humane way to deal with feral colonies. They have their role to play in society. We call them working cats. They do keep vermin and that type of thing under control, snakes, rats, etc., especially at the sites where we work. And it is really the most humane thing is to make sure that they've got food, but that the colony doesn't keep growing. And it can explode very much like bunnies explode. Yeah. They can explode very quickly. And interbreeding becomes a huge problem, which then causes disabilities, etc., in the cat colony.
They are seen as an invasive species to some extent.
Yes, they are. They are very seen as vermin by a lot of people. Cats are generally not the most popular of animals out there, and feral cats even more so, because they're generally coming to people begging for food. They're just trying to survive out there, but it is seen as a nuisance, and especially when a colony has grown exponentially. So you've gone from a colony of mommy and 4 kittens to 30, 40, 60, 100 cats, then it becomes an issue because they are all over and they are scrounging and they are begging. So it does become a big problem.
I want to ask you because I have an interesting story about, I think it was 2 weekends ago, I had to attend a wedding, and on my way there, I found this little kitten and I wanted to take him with. And on my way back home, I wanted to actually stop there and see if he's still there because I would have taken him home. Yeah. But is that something that you should do or should not do?
It really depends a lot on situations as well. When they're in dire, when they're in a dangerous area, highways, under forklifts, etc., yes, we do try and remove them. They also, we also, if you're going to remove a kitten, we often ask, where's the mom? Because we've got to get mom sterilized. That is the big thing, is to stop that cycle. Because you're removing mom, kittens can fall pregnant from 4 months old, and they can keep reproducing. So those kittens then interbreed, and so it grows. So yes, if it is, you are helping a kitten off the streets and you are giving it a home. But you've got to think the bigger picture of also the mom and the other siblings, because there's very seldom just one kitten.
Yes.
Very seldom. Yeah. He was probably hungry enough or brave enough to come out.
Yes, and that was my concern, the siblings as well.
Yes, definitely. So that is a problem that a lot of people do. They want to remove the kittens, but they forget that mom's there.
Yeah.
And mom needs the help just as much.
Yes, and you speak about the help. What you focus on at Sandpaper Kitten is the idea of trap, neuter, return instead of rehoming and relocating.
Yes. Now, the reason we don't rehome and relocate, a proper true feral you cannot get close to. I have colonies where I've been feeding for 4 or 5 years, and there are certain cats I still cannot get close to. They will hide. Those are the true ferals. Nobody wants a cat that's going to hide and hiss at them and spit at them and smack them every time they're trying to feed them or get close to them, which is what ferals are. They don't know human touch and contact. So, and then if you rehome, if you're going to relocate, where are you relocating to? And if you relocate, you've got to make sure they're all sterilized, vaccinated, etc., because we believe in vaccinating, not just for rabies, but for the cat diseases as well. So you have got to make sure that where you and also remember, if you're relocating, who's going to care for that relocated? So you're passing the problem on, and you also don't know what diseases, etc., you are relocating to a new area and introducing to maybe a safe environment for other cats, and now it isn't. Because cats carry a feline AIDS and leukemia, and that is passed on. So you have to ensure, where do you rehome to, and who's going to then care for them? So a lot of people think that cats can go to a farm. There's a lot of people, well, can't you just but who looks after, who counts those cats, make sure they're fine, that they're eating, that the shy ones, scare ones are getting fed? So for us, that is their home. They know that environment. They were born there. They've grown up there. That is their home. So if we feel terrible and we think, oh, we want them in a home, and that is normal. We want them on soft beds, etc. But they don't know that. They've never experienced that. So the biggest thing for us, we always see cats that come in and we think they're going to love their beds and that, and they don't. They want the ground. They want grass. They want something to hide under. So that is why we can't relocate. And we look after over 600 feral cats in the Centurion area. Where do I relocate 600 cats to?
Well, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have.
Thank you.
Maar ek voel nou baie meer ingelig en is 'n inspirerende onderhoud. Dis al waarvoor ons nou tyd het, maar net hierna gesels Pieter met die sangeres Cordelia om meer uit te vind oor haar opkomende Nashville Nights toer. So maak seker jy bly ingeskakel vir daardie gesprek saam met Pieter. Ek is seker daarvan dit gaan ook prettig wees.
Stukkie country daar, Elsa. Ja!